Hello, welcome to chapter 9. Those who overly pride wealth is like the overflowing water which shall cause damages. We are still with water, friends, we are still with water. Those who overly pride wealth is like the overflowing water which shall cause damages. So, I think it's another very beautiful metaphor, and basically, what they're telling us is something about wealth. At the end of the day, wealth is awesome. Wealth enables you to do a lot, it enables you to be very comfortable throughout all of your life and existence, and enables you to do fun things, enables you to have power and control over others. Really, wealth is something that I think we all agree it could be very tempting to enjoy a lot, and most of us do enjoy it a lot. But once you go through some, I don't know, some border in which wealth becomes too much, they are talking about pride. They are talking about pride about wealth. It's not wealth itself, but the pride that one may have over it. Those who overly pride wealth is like the overflowing water. It's like water is alright, it's alright until it overflows, right? So don't go through this border, this point of overflowing with like riches and wealth and just going too much with this pride about it, spending it all the time, acting, using it in ways that are of unfortunate natures. You will be the judge of where this point is. And it shall cause damages once it happens. It is better to restrain early, so you, you don't know exactly which is the point, and you can go very, very much in this pride of wealth, but you be the judge. But they're telling us it's probably better if you choose to restrain yourself early with all of this excess. Those who are not content with fame is like polishing the edge of a knife. Those who are not content with fame is like polishing the edge of a knife. Alright, so obviously polishing the edge of the knife for me is like polishing to the point of breaking it. A knife might be overly polished, and not being content with fame is the same. It's like once, because fame is so, they're talking about fame, right? Earlier they talked about wealth, now they're talking about fame, and they're telling us being too much into this concept of fame is like, it's like sharpening a knife, that you can do it to a point until you overly sharpen it and the knife itself can break. So don't over polish your knife by overly being too much into fame, because the problem with fame is that fame is this thing that comes and goes with like craziness, and sometimes you have a lot of it and then you are like a has-been and then you have it again, and you are always in this constant struggle, and like, I don't know, constantly trying to have fame is not being considered something positive in the Tao. The sharper it gets, the easier it is to break, right? So we just talked about it. Wealth and treasures are but illusions that one cannot possess. And I think this is the main point of this chapter, and one of the major themes of the Tao. Wealth and treasures are but illusions that one cannot possess. This whole idea of possession is but an illusion. This whole idea of pride is just an illusion. All these ideas of, I don't know, beliefs of all kinds of sentimental ideas and stuff that are of vague nature, These are all ideas, these are all mental concepts, these are all things that exist in your head. And you have all these like relationships with, and the end of the day, then don't really exist in 3D reality. And I think that's the main point. And that's why you shouldn't like constantly I don't know, try constantly to get riches and fame, and because these are all ideas in your head. You can feel very wealthy with X amount of money, and you can feel very poor with Y amount of money. There is no relationship between this feeling of wealth, this pride over wealth, and the actual amount of money that you possess. So it's really ridiculous if you think about it. And the same with fame, and the same with everything else. These are all 3D things that live in 3D reality, and you are letting them affect your mind, and that's not being in the way of the Tao. Those who are arrogant of their wealth and fame shall invite blame upon oneself. Alright, so this is again, could be this sort of sentence when they begin to talk about the self. It could be interpreted in all kinds of ways, and I want to give you my personal take on it and what I think this sentence might mean. So basically, blame upon oneself. It's like we only have one self, and this self, it doesn't necessarily doesn't necessarily even be your persona here in 3D reality. Alright, this is all like esoteric things that nobody can be certain of. But then what they're talking about is basically being one self that you might be just a manifestation of. We won't go deep into that because it's not related to the Tao too much. But if you choose here in 3D reality to be arrogant of your wealth or fame, it would bring shame to this higher being that is your higher self. But I don't wish to go too deep into that in this course. There are other courses that I have in which I go deeper to those types of belief systems. I choose in this course to be more focused on the Tao. And the nature Tao teaches one to retreat after one's success and not to hold on to the credit. This is another major theme that the Tao has. Basically, this idea of serving and then taking a step back and not enjoying the fame or whatever. Just do and move forward with the next task. Don't stay too much in a celebration of your own activity, because that's just taking you away from the path. The path is to serve and not to rejoice in arrogance in whatever things that you already done. All right, so that's just do just serve and that's it. Don't be arrogant. All right, so I think that's basically it, and we'll see you in chapter 10.